Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Colin here again. Today I'm back with some more computers. Just had an influx recently of a bunch of computers coming through my house, and these were the latest three. So what I'm going to go ahead and do in this video is I'm going to take a look at each one individually, pop them open, just look at the specs and stuff, and turn them on, make sure they work. I do not believe they have hard drives, but these look like they might have some interesting stuff in them. This looks like an AT machine. Based on that, it looks like an interesting CD drive. So these are always interesting. You never know what you're going to find in them. These two are a little more boring. I've had both of them before. There's an Optiplex 170L. So that's a Pentium 4 2.8 gigahertz single core, no hyper-threading. Maybe a gig of RAM. This is Dimension 4550, maybe 512 mega RAM, Pentium 4 2.4 gigahertz. I'm guessing here, so we'll see if I'm right. But this one looks interesting because it's got this multimedia Creative Sound Blaster Audigy 2 front panel controller thing. That's really cool. I've seen these in some retro builds and stuff, so that's cool to have. Anyways, I'm rambling now, so I'm going to go ahead and work from least interesting to most interesting here. So let's see what we got. So, as I previously mentioned, this is a Dell Dimension 4550 in the plastic clamshell case. And on the back here, we see two PS2 ports, two USB, serial parallel, two more USB, Ethernet, a VGA card, a sound card, and a modem. So let's pop it up. Oh, and it's been refurbished. Ooh. I always did like this case design. It's kind of cool. It opens up like this, but it also makes things super easy to work on. So over here we have our two disk drives, although only one of them is plugged in for some reason. No hard drive, as I suspected. And here are our cards. This looks like a Sound Blaster of sorts. Let's see. Almost toolless design to these things. Yep, it's a Sound Blaster Audigy 2. I'll be keeping that. I don't intend on keeping these machines around for very long because they're very big and clunky, and I honestly don't need any Pentium 4 machines. Let's see what this is. This is an ATI Radeon of sorts. Might not even be a Radeon, actually. No, it's a Rage 128 Ultra. I've probably had these before. I don't really know. They don't look particularly powerful or special. So slot that back in there. Oh, I'm gonna pop the thing back into place here. It looks like we have different RAM sticks. Looks like they've been upgraded. And under here, there's a little bit of dust and a couple blown capacitors, actually, which is honestly expected with these machines. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this. Let's see. How far can the camera zoom in? Oh, it can. Alright, good. There's 4 blown capacitors right here. We have this one's blown, that one's blown, that one's blown, and then that one up there is blown. As you can see by their bulged tops, and some of them even have crap oozing out of them. But those are the only 4 on this board, so that automatically makes it's not worth replacing the capacitors on these things. It's too much of a hassle for a machine this age. If it was newer, more special, yeah, maybe I'd do it. But it's not worth it on these. The machine will probably still function for a little while. But yeah. So that's pretty much it for this machine. So I'm going to close this one up and take a look at the next one, and at the end we'll power them all up. Actually, I decided that was a dumb idea, because that would mean I'd have to lift these computers a lot. Anyways, I plugged this one in, so let's see if it works. So another thing I did like about these machines, they're dead silent. You can't even hear that it's running. So we did get a boot screen here. Let's see what the specs are, because I'm curious if I was right. Wow, I haven't had a computer this quiet in a very long time. Oops, wrong button. Oh, that one. Come on, let's get the setup here. This is sure taking its time. Alright, I'll be back when we get this out. Alright, we're in. I don't remember what I said before, but it's a Pentium 4 2.4 gigahertz and 768 megs of RAM. So I wasn't that far off. It's a 533 megahertz frontside bus. So yeah, definitely nothing special. Let's get to the next machine. Alright, next up is the Optiplex 170L. These are kind of weird machines in my opinion, but anyways, on the front here we have a disk drive and this cool Audigy 2 thing. Back here we have the typical arrangement for this machine too. We got serial, parallel, VGA, PS2, sound, USB, LAN. It's a game port and that's a sound card, so it's slightly less normal. Also loved these case designs because they were built like tanks. So, inside here, actually, I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. Alright, now it's all laid down, it's a little better. Inside here, we have a nice copper heatsink with quite a carpet on it. No blown capacitors to speak of on this one, which is impressive seeing though these are all electrolytic. Down here we have our two RAM modules. This one actually does have a SATA port, a singular SATA port buried right down in here. You wouldn't guess it though. It doesn't look like one, but that's SATA 1, so extremely slow. But I would definitely want to take this Audigy thing. Wow, I can't say that today. This Sound Blaster card and front panel thing out of this one because that's really cool. All right, let's power this one on. All right, here goes nothing. Really, here goes nothing. Oh, it would help to plug the power cable in all the way. There we go. Wow. See, that one's a little louder. There we go. Hey, I was right again. Pentium 4 processor, 2.8 gigahertz. Let's get the RAM. 512 meg. Alright. This is a 533 megahertz frontside bus too. So, yeah, it kind of sucks that these don't have hard drives. I like doing them with hard drives because then I can play around and see what's actually on the hard drives and what they were running and kind of stuff. But the guy who I got these computers from always removes his hard drives, which is honestly a good thing. But anyways, let's get on to that AT machine, which is probably the most interesting of these. This thing's a tall sucker, and most of the AT machines I have are smaller than this. Anyways, on the front here, all we have is this CD drive. But it's interesting because it's got, it's a multi-disc drive. There's selections for which disc you want. And I think it's possibly slot loading? I really don't know, but it's a unique one, so I'm probably keeping that. And if we flip this thing around, on the back here you really see not much. Up top is the power supply. We have a parallel port, serial adding card. This is a AT keyboard connector, and down here is a lonely VGA port. This might be a transition era case because it looks like you could have a ATX style thing here. This unscrews. I could be wrong, but let's pop it open. All right, this one's certainly more interesting. We have, what is this? This is IDE going to the disk drive. I'm just going to try and get some of this crap out of the way here. A lot of this is disconnected. Down here we have a ginormous VGA card. What is it? Oh look, that's just a label. You guys can't really see it. There we go. Looks to be a pretty early machine. Over here we have these types of RAM. I completely forget what these are called. These DIMMs? I forget, but it's IBM memory. And they're each 4 megs. So 16 meg of RAM, I think. Yeah, 16 meg of RAM. I'm just making sure they're all the same. I'm not struggling to multiply 4 by 4. Over here's your cache before it was implemented. And we're good here because this has a Dallas clock battery thing built in right here, so there's no battery to worry about leaking. It's interesting how we have a Molex going into the board here. It's kind of interesting. Don't really know what that's for, but there's a fan in the front and a fan on the CPU. So I really don't know what the CPU is. We can pop it out in a second. It's an Acer board. It's a socket 5 board. Oh, so this is probably one of the ceramic Intel Pentium chips. So it's one of the blue ceramic ones without the gold top, I think. See if we can pop this heatsink off. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Nah, I'm not going to. Well, actually, wait. Ow. Nah, I'm not going to bother with it. Alright, I'm going to pop that back down in there. There we go. So yeah, this is kind of interesting. It's actually 6 RAM slots, which is kind of interesting. They didn't do that until triple channel came out. But yeah, unfortunately there's no hard drives on these. It kind of sucks because it means we can't really do much with them, but I guess we can power this one on now. Let's see if it works. Alright, here we go. It's a satisfying power button, I can tell you that. Ow. That one doesn't sound too happy. Yeah. Alright, let's see what we can do. Alright, so I just reseated the RAM here. See if it works. Nope. Alright, let's keep going. Well, I was not successful in getting this machine to work with me here. So maybe that's why it was so stripped down. Yeah, I really don't know what to do here because I don't know a lot about these. These were really before my time. But I think what I will do is cut my losses here and just save the CPU and VGA card and the DVD drive and recycle the rest, unfortunately. I have no idea what speed this is, though. That's the only other annoying thing. But anyways, guys, I think that's gonna wrap this one up. I'm still kind of bummed that these didn't come with hard drives, but there's some more computer content coming on the line, and they will have hard drives, I promise. Got something interesting. I got a Sun server coming my way. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Alright, so I just parted this thing out. First of all, this case is interesting. I've never seen an AT case with rails. But second of all, this CD drive, does it have a brand? It doesn't have a brand, but May 1996 is the date on it. This thing is really cool. Look at this. So if I hit the first button, isn't that cool? It's a multi-CD changer, and it pops the door open for you, and it's a slot loading drive. How cool is that? I think that's awesome. Best score.